jab, uppercut, leave you laid out on the floor. Try to duck and roll, hit and miss, now you counting stars. Should've practiced more, should've hit the mask, get out there more. Claim that you're the best. You gotta show me, son. Actions over words, baby boy. Is you real or what? Talking way too much, world come. Back sports, talking way too much, world come. Back sports, talking way too much, world come. Back sports,
To World Combat Sports, man, on this Friday evening. This is going to be, it's not going to be a 4-hour joint like earlier today. I just had to jump on here and touch some topics. First of all, shout out to the WCS supporters, first and foremost. Always appreciate y'all pulling up to the channel. Those of you regulars that tune in and dropping the live chat, appreciate you. And also salute to the ones that's out here grinding, getting it in, and making their everyday lives a little bit easier by providing, going out here working and getting it in. Staying safe, of course. You got the Omicron variant that's finally in the US. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it just don't stop, man. It doesn't stop, for real. But moving on. So this is 2THESQUARE, man. Every now and then, I do want to do, I do jump on here with boxing talk. So this is, 2THESQUARE episode 33. And appreciate everyone for pulling up. Devin Haney, Jojo Diaz, Jojo Diaz 134.4 and Devin Haney 135 leveled. So I will look at it like this. The weigh-ins was what they were. It wasn't anything like too drastic. You know what I'm saying? Too exciting. I didn't get that Tony Harrison, Jamel Charlo, energy, that vibe that make me saying, damn, they going there. When after doing the pressers leading up to here. You know what I'm saying? I definitely didn't get that Floyd Mayweather, Victor Ortiz type energy, that Terrence Crawford, Jose Benavidez energy, doing the weigh-ins, that Mike Tyson, Lennox Lewis. But I will say this, both fighters made weight, and that's what count. All right? That's what count. Listen to all these Facebook and YouTube. There's a lot of scenarios that's going around about this fight tomorrow. It's a lot of what ifs that's taking place. A person like myself, I'm putting emphasis on Kambosos too, because Kambosos said he don't want to tune up. He said, fuck that shit. I don't want to tune up. Yeah, okay. But one thing I can say about Kambosos, he is out here doing his media tour, but it's just something about just a little bit of hesitation, just the way he changes up just a little bit, the vibe that you get. If you're grown, you know what I'm talking about. You get that. It's not an eerie feeling, but you sense a bit of deception. You know what I'm saying? Somebody's not, they're being a bit disingenuous. I get that from him, that he's being disingenuous a little bit. I know Devin Haney, Team Haney wants this fight with Kambosos. A lot of us wants this fight with Kambosos. And he keeps saying it's gonna happen. But that verbal commitment, agreement, it means minimal. But I really hope and pray the fight materialize. But also I'm hearing that people are beginning to have a little bit of optimism that this is going to be a boxing clinic for Devin Haney against JoJo. And JoJo is going to put the pressure on him. And what's going to happen when he put him up against the ropes, when it start getting dirty and grimy and, you know what I'm saying, gully. When JoJo just started, the same shit they were saying about Sean Porter, Terrence Crawford. Well, we just got to wait and see. because I'm not going to get on here and put the negative to Devin Haney. I mean, the way he went out there against Jorge Linares, when you say that, people say, oh, well, JoJo ain't Jorge Linares. You're right. He isn't. He isn't. Believe that. He isn't. But then you have to look at how he was boxed, and how he was actually seem like he was trying to take Devin Haney's head off at times, loading up on the shot, sitting down. And he thought it would be, easy work, but it wasn't. I think I'm going to admit that I'm curious to see what the new training aspect was, with Ben Davison. And I believe Devin is trained with Blu-ray, something like that. I'm curious to see what else he brings to the table. I'm curious to see if Haney can go in there and put on a dominating performance. But on top of that, is he capable of hurting JoJo Diaz? Is he capable of hurting JoJo Diaz with the punch, volume, with the pressure, with the consistency? Is there any point in that fight he can degrade JoJo Diaz's health and work towards a knockdown, or put him in a predicament where he has to do, fight or flight? You know what I'm saying? He had to dig deeper than he ever dug before. Is it possible for a boxer like Haney to put him in that position tomorrow night? We'll see. We'll see, people. We will see if it's possible. I'm not going in this fight with any doubt that Haney can go in there and get it done. I'm not doing that. I'm not sitting up here hearing people, for one, say they want to see Haney fight Tio, but then now he's fighting JoJo, and they want to like, oh, I'm not sure that he can do this. We'll see. We'll see tomorrow. That's all I can say on that. We will absolutely see tomorrow. Once again, man, you ain't talking about somebody who's just coming out of the amateurs that went 10 and 11 in the amateurs. I mean, come on, man. Y'all gotta understand one thing: have a little bit of integrity. And to fight Tio's no longer the champion. Now you feel like you have apprehension about him stepping in there with JoJo Diaz, bro. Like, which one is it gonna be? You need to make up your motherfucking mind. Are you gonna have confidence in his ability to go in there and get it in and get the victory, or you don't? One way or the other, you're gonna have to decide. George Kambosos, I don't expect much from George right now, because every fighter that's in his position is going through this. Is going through the aftermath of fame. You know what I'm saying? The aftermath of fame is everything with picking up the titles. The kind of drunken state that you're in a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Like, you just so woozy and you're taking in everything and you're just moving at a fast pace. You're getting all this luxury VIP service. So he's going through that state right now. George Kambosos is experiencing all that shit. And he's gonna say some things that he surely don't know if it's gonna materialize or come to fruition. He don't know it, but I'm hoping that he does keep his word if everything works out. I hope in the lightweight division we're able to clean this shit up and close this chapter. Once again, I hope in the lightweight division we're able to clean all the windshields that was fogged up during this little drive from Lomachenko to Teofimo Lopez. I hope we're able to clean this shit up now with Kambosos. Just go in there, get the shit done, Devin. Then we're gonna see what the language and the energy is like. Because I know for a fact that Lomachenko is trying to get that fight with Kambosos after Comey next week. I know for a fact he's trying to make that shit happen. So if you're talking about Devin Haney and Vasyl Lomachenko, man, come on, man. That's that's just not even close, bro. I'm gonna leave Ryan Garcia out in the closet somewhere. I'm gonna put him back in the closet and cut the light on and have him think about his life. You can't put him in the dark. He can't handle that. But Lomachenko, Devin Haney, man, you know where the people gonna try to push. When we talk about the complexion for the protection now, people gonna start talking about, well, when it comes down to it, Lomachenko, his Olympic pedigree, they still gonna bring that shit. Well, he's deserved it because Orlando Salido was just such a dirty fighter, and Tio, he had a hurt shoulder during the Tio fight. This he never can catch a break. Let's give him that fight. He deserves that fight with Kambosos because when he was with Tio, his shoulder was hurt. He even said it, and also he said the judges was paid off. I really don't want to see Vasyl Lomachenko get this shot. But the talk is out there. The talk is out there with Eddie Hearns trying to get this fight. The talk is out there from Vasyl Lomachenko trying to get this fight. And like I said before, Gervonta Davis and Floyd Mayweather, you may not hear much from them in a situation like this, but that's usually how they move. And don't be mistaken. Don't be caught off guard if something happens unexpectedly that you didn't see coming with Gervonta. That's how he moves, man. All of these guys have had fights close to one another. Kambosos, now you got Devin Haney. Then you have Lomachenko Comey next week. You know what I'm saying? And you have Gervonta Davis Sunday. All these guys are set up really nice to open up the 2022 calendar, bro. Let me get to some of these comments in here, man. I didn't see y'all over there, shawty. Shout out to Andrew Charles on deck, King Mitch on deck, Cooking Sir Senior on deck, man. Mark Nash on deck. Bam on deck. What's good, man? I'm gonna get to y'all comments. I'm just going through who's all in. 503 Lions on deck, man. Shout out to y'all this Friday. You know what it is, man. Andrew say salute. WCS, Mitch, come back. What up? What's good with y'all, man? Haney looks way bigger than JoJo to me. Andrew, I'm not gonna lie to you. Haney is bigger than JoJo. Haney's bigger than JoJo, period. And he came in at 135 with that size on him. I really don't look at the size difference when it comes to combat sports, man. In my lifetime and seeing a lot of combat sports overseas, studying the BJJ art in the absolute division. It's guys be competing in that grappling shit. They outweigh their opponent like 80 to 100 pounds. You have grown men in there with teenagers. And I've seen grown men get tapped out by teenagers who haven't even fully developed yet. And they've been taking that sport for couple of years, 3 years, whatever. So in this particular case, we just seen Gervonta go in there and fight a bigger Mario Barrios, who had height and size on Gervonta. So I really don't put too much emphasis on the size. I just want whatever he's learned with the new trainer and the strength and conditioning. I just want to see if there's some type of improvement from his last performance. Some people feeling JoJo as we approach the eve of the fight. Absolutely there, Andrew. That's all I'm saying, man. They switching up, dog. Shout out to Mark Nash on deck. What's good? Mitch say, I want to see the Kambosos versus Haney's fight as well, but Kambosos does not have to fight him. He won't be undisputed to me, but he doesn't have to fight him. What you saying about what he doesn't have to do? Absolutely, I get it. That's the whole point and why I'm trying to push the support factor here. Tio didn't have to, but people was like driving this shit home. Even you, Mitch, you was saying, hey, he need to fight Haney. You know what I'm saying? Like y'all really was putting that demand on Teofimo to fight Devin Haney if he would have made it past Kambosos. So I'm doing this too. I'm saying, hey, Devin Haney, get past JoJo, keep your word. Cambosis don't have to do a favor to Devin Haney. But let's be honest with ourselves. Cambosis ain't bringing in no specific numbers. He just has the belts. He made it clear he has more belts. But what Cambosis has to understand is you haven't defended those belts, nor was you a champion prior to Devin Haney. You didn't pick up those belts before he picked up his straps. What Cambosis is trying to do is visit a place monetarily that he's never experienced in his lifetime. That's what Cambosis is trying to do. He's trying to punch this lottery ticket. He feels he's in a perfect position right here to visit an oasis where all this money is falling out the motherfucking ceiling. You don't hear his language? Cambosis is trying to tell Devin Haney everything has to be right. It has to be right. It has to be right. You know why? Because he's heard of Haney them, putting that price tag out there, that ticket. See, he don't want to go in a fight with Haney, and Haney's getting paid more than him. He don't want to see all. He wants to go in there and get paid handsomely. He wants that pocket to be motherfucking heavy. Did you hear his language? If everything is right, because they know how the Haneys are. Devin Haney and Bill, they're all about the money. But with this person right here, and Bill know that, but with Cambosis, he's gonna try his best to goddamn, make more money going into this fight against Haney. And just think about it like this. Haney was champion while Teofimo had the belts. So imagine what you have to digest. Imagine Haney, what he has to digest. If Cambosis all of a sudden comes along now and he wants those numbers, he wants those numbers that are higher than the ones that Devin Haney is walking in the fight with, or the fight isn't going to happen. I hope Haney just say, okay, this is a big opportunity for me. If I beat Cambosis and get all the belts, then I have a big paycheck coming. You know what I'm saying? I have another big paycheck coming. So like Floyd did with Oscar, you might have to, make a compromise there, Haney. If indeed it happens like that. Bam say salute, W says salute to you, bro. Andrew Charles, Haney doesn't look bigger than JoJo at all. He's just smaller. He looks skinny as usual. He'll rehydrate and look a little better, but JoJo looked much bigger than me. I thought Haney looked bigger. Serious, I thought Haney looked bigger than JoJo, bro. I did. I felt that Haney looks bigger than JoJo. Not just, I'm not saying bigger as in height and stature, like towering over JoJo. I'm just saying his physique. I just think he looks overall bigger than JoJo. A fighter wins on Saturday, get calls a duck on Sunday. A fighter wins on Saturday, gets called a duck on Sunday. Man, that's crazy. Ryan Garcia sleeps with Luke Skywalker nightlight. Yeah, he does, don't he? You have to goddamn be nice to Ryan Garcia at nighttime. Shit, he has night lights all over the motherfucking room and shit. It cannot be dark in Garcia's room for real. Candyman. Haney definitely got a bigger frame than JoJo. That's what I'm saying. He looks bigger overall. 503 said Tank Davis got to stay active. This is what I say about that. You make a good point. Of course, I know why you're saying it. If anybody ever looked at the stationary target that presented itself with Diego Magdaleno, okay? Seeing that fight from just outside the ring ropes, right? I couldn't tell you why Magdaleno so early in the fight decided to post up against Cruz. I don't know what was going on. I don't know if he was hurt by an early shot, but it was puzzling to me why he couldn't move. He moved when he fought Teofimo Lopez, but It just took me off guard so early in the fight when he's fresh, his legs are fresh, that he would post up like that. Isaac Cruz took advantage of that shit. Like it was an all-out assault. Like even look, I'm looking at Gervonta Davis and I'm looking at Isaac Cruz the way he start to delegate that body work against Diego Magdaleno. And I'm looking at Gervonta Davis as a type of person. If Isaac Cruz coming there with his head down like that, all because he's touching Tank to the body, he definitely might go to sleep just like Leo Santa Cruz. Look, it may not be one punch with the uppercut. It just may be a punch to get Cruz off of him. And when Gervonta Davis starts to spin that motherfucking 8 to 10 punch combination, it's hell to pay, dog. It's hell to pay. So one thing I know about Gervonta, he loved playing with his food sometime, man. Like people hurry up and just pick up on and say, oh shit, Gervonta getting hurt. They said that shit about Gamboa. They said that shit about Mario Barrios. And they definitely said that shit about Leo Santa Cruz. Gervonta Davis has a habit of playing with his motherfucking food. We all know that. So he might get in the corner just to see how much power Isaac Cruz. But you want to talk about a slick fighter who did some shit I ain't seen before? Like, it takes you years to develop some of the slick shit Gervonta Davis got. It takes you with that experience. And I believe he will allow Isaac Cruz to put him on the ropes just to set his ass up. Did you see how he pulled those right hands from Leo Santa Cruz? And he already knew when he was going to shoot the left uppercut. Did y'all see when he was early in the fight against Leo Santa Cruz, when he was whipping that right uppercut, like he was trying to catch Leo Santa Cruz coming in? He was trying to wind that bitch up, but he was just outside range, so he was pulling it. Man, Gervonta is smart as fuck, man, when it comes to boxing. But I know what you're saying, 503. Looking at the pit bull mentality, the viciousness of Isaac Cruz, I get it, bro. I get it. Dude's a motherfucking beast. He's a beast, man. Like, I actually felt bad for Diego. Like, he beat the shit out of his body. Like, I'm still curious right now. Is he able to hold food? Like, he punished that motherfucker, dog. And I like Diego and his brother Jesse as fighters. They tough, dog. Shit funny. Haney, Jojo, Loma, Ryan, all trying to get the Kambosos fight. Meanwhile, it seems like Kambosos trying to get the Tank fight. Hey, man. Somebody said you was a smart man. You know what I'm saying? Somebody said you're a smart man, because a lot of people, including myself, I didn't think Gervonta was going to be moving up to 140 when he did. But he did. The fight hit the damn airwaves. Boom, he's fighting damn Mario Barrios. Imagine if Kambosos turned around and did something that Teofimo Lopez wasn't able to do. You got to understand the intelligence in a move like that, because people are going to gravitate to him. You know why? Because he just beat Teo. So with that momentum from Teo, it will possibly carry over to a Gervonta Davis much more than it would a Devin Haney. Why? Because the equalizer, the boxing metric between these two guys matches up very well. Kambosos isn't a power puncher like that, but his boxing IQ, he's smart enough to be competitive in there with Tank Davis. But then you look at Tank, we already know what ammunition he has, bro. We know he got TNT in both hands. We know that shit. So both of them linking up together, PPV, it's not for all the titles, but nobody's going to care. They just want to see the fight, man. It's definitely You definitely can place this if you was looking at a movie, if you was talking about the intrigue of building up a movie. You know what I'm saying? It definitely has the suspense, and then, you know, the climax that's built internally to the plot. All this has a lot when you're talking about who Cambosis will pick. Will he pick Javante or will he pick Devin Haney? It has all that intrigue that you want. And Cambosis, he ain't fooling me. He ain't fooling me, believing that he's automatically had his mind made up when you have Javante, Vasil Lomachenko, and Devin Haney. But like I said before, I put the two priorities, the A and B, up there with Devin Haney and Vasil Lomachenko. I don't know. You know, Javante has a case coming up. He has to go to trial on the first semester of 2022. He has a trial, I think, in February or March. So I'm not saying he's going to do any time, but I'm saying he has a trial. You know, so we'll see how that goes. I agree. I just think JoJo was that smaller. Was that smaller than Haney? Thanks for pulling up on the King Dynamite interview. Yes, sir, man. Good interview. Good interview. Y'all check that interview up with my boy Carlos Jackson, man. King Dynamite. A solid brother, man. Real talk. Solid. And give that man his flowers for that tough fight. I seen Carlos Jackson last sparring session, and his last sparring session was much different than what I saw in the ring. Good dude, man. Don't really put emphasis in sparring, because the shit I seen from Carlos in the ring with damn Guzman, man, on a whole nother damn gear. You know what I'm saying? J Ocho on deck. What's good? Salute to you. Like WCS say, Cruz going to the upper room, the VIP suite with bottle service. For real, man. Somebody hand that man a straw. You know, it's not every time like it's for media. Like I have a lot of shit I've been a part of, being able to see some of the shit behind the scene with the sparring and stuff like that, and I am very appreciative, right? But I have to always talk about this sparring session that stood out, and having the opportunity to see one of the elite stars spar. Like it could have been a series of home. It could have been a huge body count that day up in that sparring session. I'm not saying this to be comedic. It was very intense there in that sparring session. If the shit would have continued to go left the way it was, it was only one way to get out that motherfucker. And I'm pretty sure it was plenty of firearms up there, including myself. All right. But to see someone like Tank Davis spar up close like that in a war, like we're talking about off the clock. The first time he sparred Brian Norman Jr., they went maybe 4 or 5 rounds on the clock, and then they cut the bitch off. It was, oh my God. And then they came back. They took a day off and came back. This time, it was tense up there with that sparring session, because he had sparred Brian Norman when Brian was 16 years old, and they got it in. But looking at him spar another dog off the clock, the second sparring session, it was straight up mayhem in that bitch. Real talk. If I could have recorded, because I was one of the only media people up in there. Tank actually took my picture from his interview, and somebody imposed the nose on Brian Norman as if his nose was swollen. But I will say this about Mr. El Chincheca, Javante Davis. He's a very smart dude. Like he's what you call, like when we was growing up. You know how they used to say that so and so's a hustler, or he you know, a scammer, or you have a guy that's you know, they had the stick up boys back in the day. You know, they just had all these names for these guys who's always getting away with shit on the street. Javante is so slick in the ring. He gets away with some stuff, and you trying to find out what the fuck he's trying to do. He's doing some things, and you're just like, man, I think he's doing this. I'm not for sure. And then all of a sudden, he comes with something else. Man, he's very slick, dog. I know we don't see a lot of it, but watching him fight in person, you get to hear, you get to see what Floyd doing. You know, you get to hear what Calvin's telling him. You get to see the subtle movements that's going on in between rounds, and how he comes out after listening to the instructions he was given, how he comes out and how he delegates that offensive strategy. Tank Davis is a motherfucking beast, dog. Look, Tank Davis superstardom, just give him a couple more years from now. I think his stardom is going to be out of this world, man. If he's able to stay out of trouble and everything and stay healthy, man, I'm telling you, Javante's dude is wicked, bro. JoJo is a small dude. He's more stocky at 135. He's more naturally a 130, 26 pounder. No visible abdominal muscles. Haney looked really skinny to me at the weight. Man, I'm not getting into how these dudes are looking skinny and shit. They're fighting at 135, dog. I think I was 135 when I was 9. I'm just being honest, because when I was 11, I was already 6 foot. I was already 6'1". I had a growth spurt that summer. I mean, so they 135, man. Come on, that's small. Haney can hurt Diaz to the body. Yeah, man. Haney has a very thorough body attack, complemented with precise accuracy, man. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of pluses for him going in here. But also, Jojo Diaz can box, dog. Jojo can box. Dog, he has experience in there with a Kerry Russell, dog. Come on, man. Jojo can box. I can't. As much as I want to just zip this up, I can't, bro. I got to leave that bitch open. Because Jojo is that dude. I just wasn't impressed with his fight versus Javier Fortuna. That's all I'm saying. I want to see the Rolly fight, but Cruz got a serious attitude, and it's grown on me. Man, he's a pit bull, dog. Look, I'm gonna tell you. You know who Isaac remind me of? A hitman for the mob. Man, Cruz, dog. That serious face, motherfucking pit bull jawline he got. Dude looked like he is the debt collector. He got that straight-faced expression. You know, you can't tell what the fuck is going on in his head. He ain't a small-looking dude. You know what I'm saying? He's vicious, dog. Cruz is vicious, man. He's in there with the right one. For real. And I hear a lot of people right now talking about, oh, they might have fucked up. You know, he said Cruz can pull off the upset. He can pull off the upset. Listen, everything is possible, you know, early on when people are just looking at previous fights. But like Javante has made it perfectly clear. He said everybody has a plan till they get punched in the fucking mouth. He always reiterate that Mike Tyson line. And he's absolutely right. Because goddamn Mario Barrio, he brought the Aztec warrior in the ring. Like, that's one of the better ring walks I've seen, dog. Like, I like that shit. All the colors and shit and the Aztec garb and everything dealing with that. I was like, damn, that's cool. He couldn't even beat Javante with the Aztec warrior spirit in the building. Javante came in there with Baltimore streets on his back. He came up there with mud dripping off that motherfucker because he got it from the dirt, dog. So Cruz walking in there with the pit bull mentality. I mean, I've seen a lot of pit bull fights down here in the South growing up. And some dogs that looked like they was just too vicious to be beaten. I seen them mugs in the jaws of death. I ain't gonna bring up Vic. I hate what happened to Vic. You know, being I'm not jumping off subject, but I'm saying down here in the South, they've been dog fighting since I was a kid. Michael Vick was a celebrity. I don't know why he went. I know why he went, because he lied to the feds. But I don't know why they made a big thing about it, about dog fighting. And it's been going up there all over Virginia, North Carolina, South Carolina, Georgia, Florida. They've been dog fighting forever, dog. Moving on. Being boxing news. Salute to you, bro. Devin, a hell of a boxer. Kambosos want the most money. He does, bro. He does. He wants the most money. Absolutely. Kambosos sitting up here acting like Devin's a lock-in. No, he isn't. Look, they're gonna wait till these next 2 weeks are over with. I mean, this next week. They're gonna wait till this weekend and next week is over with. Then he's gonna weigh his options. Because Lomachenko want that fight, and Lomachenko is not fighting until next Saturday. They're the headline over at Madison Square Garden. Jay Ocha say, I'm gonna be at their fight. Leaving when I'm off tonight. I'm gonna be at the Dev fight, leaving when I. All right, for sure, man. Yeah, keep us posted, man. I know you're not a media dude or whatever, but yeah, for sure, man. Good shit. Enjoy that. I supposed to have been out there, but I have other media obligations, so you know, I gotta be selective. Cruz can punch. Tank can just allow him to land. He'll feel them. Cruz will be wide open to get hit with some shit for sure, though. That's what I'm saying. He is open to be hit with a hook or uppercut. But one thing about Gervonta, man, this dude love his uppercuts. It don't matter if it's the left or the right. When Gervonta hits you with an uppercut, that shit is vicious. But does, a fighter like Cruz, who has went to decision now, he's went to a decision his last 2 fights, I believe. Can a fighter like him go in here and reciprocate the performance that he had against Diego Magnolino? Because Gervonta Davis isn't Magnolino. Like, I don't want to be petty and say, all right, did he do enough core conditioning? What the fuck was going on leading into that fight? I don't know. I couldn't tell you, but I just know Cruz punished him. Cruz punished Magnolino. But we'll get to see it. Believe that. I'm telling you, we'll get to see it. And what I know about Tank is that he's very, very slick when it comes to those uppercuts, hooks. When he put that damn, when you see him, when you see his opponent landing on him, and he has a high guard like that Winky Wright, Lamont Peterson, that high guard, and he's just sitting there allowing the fighter, he's really collecting some shit that he wants. He's collecting the data, and Cruz is gonna have to be ready for when it's time for him to receive these holiday blessings. When Gervonta decides to give him these holiday blessings, here, I've received your hallmark. Now stand by so you can receive what I have returned. Medic, please. I mean, y'all know what I'm talking about. When they was calling the medic for Leo Santa Cruz. Come on, man. You can't tell me you didn't think Leo Santa Cruz went to the upper room and he was going to be at their vacation for a minute. Come on, man. Come on, dog. Leo Santa Cruz wasn't moving. Look, Gervonta knocked that man out in his own corner. His dad was right there sitting down in his corner when Leo was knocked out cold. His dad was right there. And that man's been going through health problems, and he had to see his son knocked out cold by Gervonta. Jesus, dog. No, I'm not pulling up to the Tank fight nor the Haney fight this time around. I have obligations. I have to be somewhere. Believe me. Look, and you know California have a lot of restrictions going on right now. They have a case of the Omicron variant. So I'm gonna be honest with you. It gets real to do media over there. Man, you're very restricted. Seriously, you are, man. Unless they give you an all access pass, they want to act like if you have a mask on, they still gonna put all this restrictions on you. That's the worst thing about during the pandemic, trying when they was up here fighting without an audience, no media, none. And then when I did go over there, I attended the Leo Santa Cruz fight with Javante. Still had to wear a mask, but the hotels was damn near empty. Like usually when you go to media, you're looking for the fighters to come in, check in the hotel. Once they check in, you can kind of get a snippet of an interview, especially if you already interviewed them before. They don't have no mask on. You can talk, this, that, and the other. But when a fighter come in there with a mask on, a lot of times you can't even hear them when you're doing an interview and you have your camera rolling. Your audience is gonna look like, who is that? So this Omicron shit coming in through the holidays at the end of the year, it's fucking stuff up again, dog. It's really messing stuff up. Real talk. Magnolino thought he was gonna have a fill out round. Pitbull Cruz got right on his ass. Man, miss, you ain't never lied. He got on his ass, didn't he? You know what I'm saying? He was waiting for the doctor to come in there and with his soft tone and say, "Welcome, Diego. Glad to see you here in the four corner domain. And your opponent is standing across the ring. Wow, what a tough guy." He was thinking that shit. Nah, Isak say, nah, ring the bell, goddamn it. Ring the bell. Ring the bell. Diego thought that shit was gonna be sweet for a minute. Nope. Leo Pops pulled up in a scooter. Leo almost needed that shit on the way out. You ain't lying, man. Look, in order for you to operate a scooter, bro, you have to know how to be able to use all the functionality, mechanics, your body mechanics. Leo Santa Cruz, in no way, shape, or form, he was to get behind the wheel of no motor vehicle. He could have damn near drove that scooter into the crowd and caused some fatalities. I mean, seriously, they would have arrested Leo Santa Cruz, dog. He said, "Who the fuck put Leo behind a scooter? Now we have goddamn 3 to 4 fatalities up here. Who did some dumb shit after him getting knocked out by Tank? It's some heads gonna roll tonight. Who did this dumbass shit?" You know what I'm saying? I mean, please. Leo with no condition to damn get on the scooter, man. And then when he came to, right, and they put Leo on the stool, he had this smile. You know how some people just have a smile when they like when you see Leo in the ring, it always look like he has a smirk on his face or something like that. Just like he naturally twitches his right hand, during the boxing matches. It's a bit strange, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, I'm looking forward to this fight, man. Real talk. It has to happen. The lightweight division is the hottest in boxing right now. It's just so full of controversy, though. The lightweight division is so far ahead of the welterweight division. We really have something to look forward to next year. This shit has to happen. Look, I'm not going to really hold any type of animosity against George Kambosos on whoever he picks. Because I'm telling you, I always tell fighters there's no retirement plan in boxing. And if Kambosos don't fight the best, that's his issue. You can't let a mistress like boxing continue to control your actions and get you all pissed off. Let her do what she's going to do. That's what she does. She's dysfunctional. So if he starts talking about Because look at it this way. What do you present this? Who is the best when it comes to Cambosis selection? Who would you consider the best? Would you say Javante, or people going to say Javante ain't fought nobody? Right? He ain't really fought nobody at 35. So is he the best? At 35, he only fought Cambosis, right? Then they turn around, Lomachenko, former unified champion at 35. Is he considered the best? Even the fact that he got beat by Teofimo Lopez, is he the best? And then third, you have Devin Haney with the WBC championship. Would they consider him the best? Because he's the only remaining world champion in this division. I'm talking about to conclude all the doubt. No one's talking about the WBA regular title. We're talking about strictly what we have right here, from the franchise to the WBO and Devin Haney's WBC title. Who do you consider the best out of those three? Everybody's criteria is going to be different. Javante has Floyd Money Mayweather. Lomachenko has his credentials. Former unified. He's a 3-weight champion. I mean, that's some good shit. And then you go to Devin Haney, who has the belt, which is in everybody's discussion. A belt that has absolutely been disrespected. A belt that has purposely been demoted by the president himself. And people say, well, Mauricio Suleiman, he just can't go up here and create a franchise belt and then demote the belt. Why not? Because when a president is elected within this country, do you not remember what we was just in when Trump was in office? All the shit that he was passing. Yes, absolutely. The president of the WBC can create whatever freaking protocol and format that he want with this franchise belt. He can do that. He can change up shit whenever he feel like it. He can revise it whenever he feel like it. He can get on Twitter and put some shit out whenever he feel like it. Do you actually believe him and his wife care about this media, this YouTube media out here getting pissed off? They don't give a damn, dog. I'm just saying, Mauricio Suleiman is the absolute sole conspirator behind this franchise creation. Now that he's created this franchise belt, and like I said over and over again, there has been a total of how many? 5 total franchise champions. If you want to further split that and break that down, you have 3 of those residing in the lightweight division. 2 of those reside in the lightweight division who have actually fought champions for the franchise title. Subtract 3 of those who never defeated the champion for it. Canelo never defeated the champion for it. Vasyl Lomachenko haven't defeated the champion, and Juan Estrada never defeated the champion for it. They was all elevated, those 3. Teofimo Lopez was the first to fight for a franchise. And then Cambosis was the second. Whether you like it or not, they're going down in history, dog, as a franchise undisputed. Whenever they start to put that log together, they're going to start putting that script and they're going to implement it. I'm telling you, it's going to be 2 more franchise belts given out next year. It's going to be 2 more. I said it would be a franchise belt given out this year, and it was. It was handed to Juan Estrada. Did you see how that whole shit went down, though? When Rung Fasai was up, they said, fuck him, man. They elevated Juan Estrada so he can fight Chocolatito. That's a bigger fight. I'm just saying. They ain't giving a damn about Rung Fasai. They ain't giving a damn about him. I'm happy Leo Pops is doing better now. Also sending best wishes to the Russell family and their pops. Yes, sir, man. Yes, sir. It's good that somebody's bringing up the Russells because I only put this up, when I was on somebody else's um panel, when Batman was over there. But here's one of my pictures I took of the Russell clan, all of them together. You know what I'm saying? I hope they pops are doing better. You feel me? But then that's the crew right there. You know, far right, you have the older brother. Right here, you have Antonio. He's sitting at bantamweight. The one second from the right, and then the middle, of course, their father, and then you got Gary Russell Jr. right, the fourth from the right, and then of course you have Antoine. Antoine is the one that everybody want to see fight, and they know he can do well at 140. Antoine is the one at 140. He's the one that went in there and blasted Santiago, the same Santiago that Adrian Broner was struggling with. You know what I'm saying? They said, okay, Santiago, you did well. We're gonna bring you back in there against Antoine. Yo, okay. Shit. Antoine put a beating on that boy. But there, that's the Russell clan right there, bro. I took that picture when they was at the Barclays, man. The best is whoever performs the best in their upcoming fight. Okay. So you said the best is whoever performs the best in their upcoming fight. All right. Got it. All right. So it's whoever performs the best. But Lomachenko is facing Comey, who was stopped in the second round of his last fight. So how is he supposed to perform? Are you going to give him credit if he goes in there and goes put rounds in against Lomachenko like Luke Campbell did? All right, cool. Once again, Devin Haney asked the question: why do I have to look a certain way for you to consider me for a fight? I say that's a valid fucking question. Why are you up here trying to say how I look when you was the one on the canvas against T.O.? You get an early knockdown, but yet you get down yourself. So that's what I'm talking about. The arrogance. The arrogance start seeping out of the damn pores of Cambosis. That ego is blown up right now. He trying to damn see, it's according to how he looked. And Devin say, what do you mean? Why do I gotta look a certain way for you? You just got your title shot for real. I had my belt before you stepped in the ring with T.O. I consider Tank the best. Haney has very solid skills and WBC title. Loma is former unifying currently in most pound for pound list. Why would Loma be on the pound for pound list still? This is what I was saying the other day on another panel about accolades. If you're saying the accolades don't matter, then and it's PPV numbers, then what about Lomachenko? Like, what is his numbers register? And then when you look at it, right? I thought you had to have some type of strap to be on the pound for pound list. They kept Lomachenko up there with no belts. If you was to say the number one, if you went from 1 all the way to 7, every one of them guys had belts. And then, of course, Teofimo at one point in time was sitting number 7 before Josh Taylor was on there. Or it might have been Lomachenko sitting at number 7. I can't remember. But still, Lomachenko was sitting right next to Teofimo Lopez with no belts. Cambosis F around and picks whoever looks the worst. He ain't never lied on that shit, dog. Cambosis up here talking that shit in Vegas, talking about he don't need no tune-up. Fuck that shit. Man, get out of here. We done heard you neighboring fighters come up here and talk that tough shit all the time. You know what I'm saying? But now you feel like you have all the damn chess pieces and you can make whatever move you feel like. Well, guess what? You're gonna find out how it is for these little fair weather fans to love you 1 second and hate your ass for the next damn year. If you come out here and you select the wrong person and you basically deprive the fight fans of who they was expecting you to pick, you're gonna get that hate, bro. And look, if these YouTube channels don't hold Cambosis accountable, it's your own fault, man. It's your own fault. Y'all want to pick and choose who to criticize. You felt it was easy work for Teofimo to be criticized because it's pops. Now that they out the picture, now you want to say, oh, Cambosis, he's a nice guy. And his accent, he sounds funny. He sounds a little adorable. I like that guy. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? He be saying some shit like that, giving Cambosis a pass. No, man, you should stick to your word. This dude is gonna wait till after next week. Devin Haney saying he'll fight him on Jupiter. Dude, you shouldn't be so forthcoming. Just let him decide. You ain't no salesman, dog. Just go in the ring and do what Devin the Dream Haney does. Let your hands do the talking. Don't get on the post-fight conference and say nothing about Cambosis, bro. Real talk. Don't say nothing about Cambosis. Because look, you was champion before Cambosis. Let Cambosis come to you now. He already know. You all had your your confrontation. You had your meeting. You crossed paths. Y'all talked it out. All the cameras was there. So none of that shit needs to be talked about no more. We just need to see who he's going to select. That's it. Franchise might have deeper roots in the future, but right now it's a mess. I rock with the Russells. Yeah, man, they some very woke individuals for real. Cruz had on the men's warehouse suit like it's the first tailored suit of many, posing with Floyd and Tank like, let's get this back. Yeah, for real, man. I mean, I ain't mad at Cruz, man. Walmart have that Christmas sale going on right now. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of damn areas that you can buy men's suits for the low right now on the clearance rack. And they just sent the damn PR person, hey, you got his measurements? Go out there and get in that suit. Yeah, get a dark color and whatever. Yeah, it don't matter. Come on, man. We going to fight. Fuck it. I was definitely not feeling Cambosis telling Haney he got to perform a certain type of way. Andrew, I felt some type of way about it because it just took me a cat from the South. It just brought up some shit, dog. You know what I'm saying? It brought up some shit. You want to sit up here and see that you have a champion in front of you, but you're gonna say, well, let me feed you some shit to your face. I got to see how you look. You are a boxer, dog. You are a professional boxer in the lightweight division, and you happen to become a mandatory for Tio. You don't have to see how Devin look because you seen him when he fought Yuriorkis Gamboa. You seen him when he fought who? Jorge Linares. You seen all of that, just like we seen when you stepped in there and fought Teofimo Lopez. We seen when you fought Mickey Bay. We seen when you fought Lee Selby. We seen all that shit. So why are you gonna approach that man and be like, I got to see how you look? He's not gonna fight you, Cambosis, like he's fighting Jojo Diaz. Y'all are two different fighters. So why the fuck do you need to see how he look? I'm telling you, that's a fucking cop out, y'all. Cambosis on his shit, man. That's cop out, bro. Right now, the franchise title is Baby Juice on a napkin. Maybe one day it will find a cozy place to develop into a healthy child. Man, I'm telling you, that shit is already here. The gestation period is over, Mitch. You keep acting like you in the delivery room. No, you showed up late. The shit was already delivered. They goddamn went over there and washed it up, and it's long gone. But the one thing about this is it has rapid growth. It has that giant syndrome. The franchise belt is growing quickly in a single fucking division. It's possible that we're gonna have a fourth franchise champion if indeed Devin gets the shot, Lomachenko get the shot, or Javante Davis. We would have had 4 franchise champions in one division, and you think that belt is going somewhere? Absolutely not. So you better get used to it, then, Mitch. You really need to goddamn get used to it, dog. If you need some type of damn advice or some consultation on how to acclimate to the franchise era, I help you out, bro. I get on here and repeat that shit over and over again. Undisputed. Say it with me. Uh, undisputed. You know what I'm saying? Now, what I'm going to do, I'm going to start from the U, and we're going to go all the way down to the back of the word of the D. We're going to start with the prefix to the suffix. I'm telling you, dog. Come back, you knew that giant syndrome produces horrible bones. Yes. But look, the stature of it, right? The sales are different. Mitch, the sales are different. With this franchise belt, the sales are different. They're going to be able to basically bind with other sales. So the structure may be different, man. I'm just saying the giant syndrome, because that shit is grown very quickly in a short period of time. You know it has. Look how Canelo came out with it, and look how it's just, ballooned in the lightweight division. One fucking division, dog. Hey man, let me know how that work out for you, bro. 2022, I'm gonna put it right here. It's gonna be a minimal of 2 franchise belts handed out in 22. A minimal. Those belts, I'm just gonna call it right here. Those belts may potentially go to, I would say, the 130-pound division. It may be put in the 130-pound division. And as much as I don't want to even put this out there like that, but it may find itself at, it's hard. I don't want to say the welterweight division. I really don't. And the way the 140-pound division, there's no need for them to put one at the 140-pound division. I just think it's gonna be the lower division. It's gonna be 130, and it might be 118. It might be 130 and 118. Bantamweight and junior lightweight. That might be where the franchise be put. I'm just guessing. Suleiman too stubborn for the franchise title to go anywhere though. He's the president, man. Why do people not want to recognize him as the president? Don't you see all the political decisions he's making that affect the public in the worst way? Like, what politician passes certain laws, so to speak? They pass certain things that affects the public the wrong way. Like, majority of the people are upset rather than they're frowning rather than having a smile on their face. That's just the way when you talk like you're a politician and you really involved. Like, Mauricio Suleiman is deep in the game. So a lot of what he does move like a politician. But at least he came over to the YouTube community and gave us a little love. Reggie Owens, was it Reggie? Reggie, they call him racist. If you call me racist, you're racist. If you're gonna call me a racist, then you're racist. That that was a classic, dog. Damn, Mauricio stood on his square, dog. He didn't hurry up and cut the camera off. No, Mauricio just stood there. He was sipping on some high end cognac. And Reggie Owens got there, put it out there in his lap, dog. He said, "You a racist." Mauricio was goddamn filming. What? You call me a racist? You're racist. Shout out to Reggie Owens boxing conversations, man. God damn, that's a classic, though. I ain't gonna lie. That shit was hilarious, man. Mauricio stood his shit, though. I gotta give it to him. He stood on his square, dog. Mauricio stood on his motherfucking square, dog. Tank looked like he about done with Floyd. So, being that you brought that up, J. Ocho, is the fact that, I need to talk about, like, the Canelo situation. Like, people was talking about how Tank is promoting Canelo's brand, which is quite confusing. It's very confusing. And once again, this is shit you find out when you're communicating with certain individuals, right? So it's been talked today about Javante weighing Canelo's brand when he has his own brand. So with that being said, is how it comes off as confusing. You would have to know a little bit deeper in what went down in San Antonio when he fought Leo Santa Cruz. All right. So therefore, he was back there. He had on this type of gloves. He had on a gloves that was back there with the commission, and then a change happened. Javante changed gloves, and his reason for doing that, he mentioned that they're not paying him to wear their brand, so he changed to different gloves because he wasn't getting paid. Now, what's befuddling is the fact that he would wear Canelo's brand. And I know for a fact that Canelo is not paying him to wear the brand. So Floyd probably told Javante, like, bro, what you doing? Like, why would you wear his brand? What are you trying to do? You trying to get a Canelo fight? Like, what is this about? Is it all a psych jitsu? Is it mind games coming from both Floyd and Javante? I don't know. Like, what's going on here? Like, why would Javante wear Canelo Alvarez's brand and he has his own brand? Because I remember when he changed gloves back there, and it was all this like, how can he do that without the commission? Who approved that? Nobody from Leo Santa Cruz team was back there. How can this happen? And then they wasn't understanding, who was promoting the fight and everything else. Nothing ever came from that. That's why I try to tell people, don't sit up here and put all your marbles on this commission and talking about the commission was watching. Believe me, I've seen certain things. That's really the standard protocol for these fighters to go through. And it doesn't work out like that. It doesn't happen like that all the time. This is a perfect example and hope for whoever's tuning in when you want to talk about commission and gloves being a certain way and stuff like that. Even the big promotions, such as this fight right here, Javante Davis was able to change his gloves without a team member of Leo Santa Cruz being in the room. And this is what I've been trying to tell people. I told them over and over, people don't want to believe. No, man, that's Vegas. And they always, I'm telling you, it's not always that way. That nigga Floyd don't let Tank get a word out. I know, man. I don't know what's up with that, man. I don't know, man. It's just wrong. But you know what I do like about Tank is the fact that he's speaking to the media much, much better than he did early in his career. Like Javante is getting some PR work. He's sounding and he's addressing the media way better. I've been in attendance when somebody asked him some dumbass questions. He even gave me a response. Like, I just laughed it off though. But after his fight with Mario Barrios, I asked him, I said, how do you rate the power? How do you rate the power from 35 to 40? He said, you seen the fight. What you think? I said, God damn it, man, I'm goddamn 245. Come on. Tank responded. You know what I'm saying? I was like, dude, I have a son older than you, dog. My son older than you, dog. Well, one of my sons, but yeah, I said, how do you rate the transfer of power from 35 to 40, dog? How you feeling? He said, you see the fight? What you think? I said, well, shit, it is what it is, man. Y'all hold on for a quick minute. Jay Ocho say, no, you are. That's what Mauricio did. He stood there though. He sat there. I'm telling you, Mauricio learned a lot from his pops, man. He learned a lot from his pops, man. What do you expect? His pops passed down the shit to him and he took over. Do y'all know the story behind Mauricio's pops though? Do y'all know the story behind that? Drop it in the live chat if y'all know the story behind Mauricio's father. Tank ain't done with Floyd. He appreciate having him around. He definitely aggravated with him at times, though. I just saw a podcast where Tank said he appreciates Floyd being so close on fight night. Look, once again, people see what they want to see, but they act like they don't see it. When Gervonta Davis knocked out Leo Santa Cruz, he was on his knees giving Floyd a hug, and Floyd was talking to him, probably telling him, hey, I appreciate you, let's make this work. You did an outstanding job. This is this and this. The same thing with the Mario Barrios fight, right? Floyd was ringside. Floyd is the only one I know in this boxing game that's able to walk ringside and is not a part of the corner, and he's able to give instructions to his fighter. Who's going to stop that? Floyd is the only one that I know to this day that's able to have free reign to give Gervonta Davis instructions, and he's not a part of their corner. You have Calvin Ford, you have Kenny Ellis in there. Floyd Mayweather walks around on the outside and gives instructions to Tank Davis in between rounds whenever he feel like it. No one else is doing that. No one. People may complain about it, but what you going to do? Barrios caught Tank with a good shot, knocked him in the ropes. Tank started moving his gloves like Shane Mosley. Man, I'm telling you, man, Tank is taking some good shots in his lifetime, period. But his chin is to be respected, man. You got to rate Tank Davis with a solid chin. The podcast Tank was on did 1 million views in one day. Damn. Man, I'm telling you, man, it's a cat that's out here that has a snippet of video that he put Tank was in drunk coming out the club. Gervonta Tank Davis drunk coming out the club. You know what that video is sitting at right there? Because that's the only content he has on this channel that's doing anything worth a damn. That shit is at 3 point some million views. 3 point some million views, and the video is not even that long, dog. My compilation of Deontay Wilder's video, man, I forgot what it is, close to 1 million or whatever. I'm not sure. I haven't really checked it. It's jokes. Floyd definitely beneficial for Tank, and vice versa. Floyd invested heavy in Tank. Absolutely. That's his cash cow, dog. That's his cash cow, for real. Man, people can say they have a dysfunctional relationship on and off. Yeah, it's like that sometimes. You're dealing with two boxers. Are y'all taking a look at Floyd Mayweather? Are you taking a look at him? When do you ever see Floyd Mayweather wear baseball caps like this? Floyd Mayweather did his hair transplant, and he's trying to, he can't cut his hair over and over again to go in the public. They say, hey, if you want it to grow out, you got to let it grow out. You can't do nothing to it. So he's trying to go through the process of letting his hair grow out, because it's not like we ain't seen Floyd Mayweather bald headed before, where he shaved his hair. And also look at his beard. His beard this time around was much fuller, and we all know he had hair transplant with that too. But believe me, you're dealing with fighters that's getting punched in the head. Floyd and Gervonta. We've seen Floyd Mayweather go off. You want to revisit that shit? And when Jake Paul took his hat off and say, "Got your hat," and he say, "Oh, how you ain't gonna fuck with me like that? I kill your ass." You think him and Tank had some motherfucking huge ass arguments where they was cussing each other out? Absolutely. Tank has so many damn fights as an amateur. You take Floyd's career and you trying to link them up together to be peaceful at all times? Hell no. Hell no, man. They ain't gonna be peaceful at all times. There's no way that shit will happen, dog. I saw one of Tank's coaches literally put his head on Tank's head and turn it towards Floyd so he can listen to him. Bro, I can't. Look, Mitch. Solid attention to detail. As much as I know about that situation, I will pass on talking about it. Real talk. I'm gonna pass on that shit right there, dog. I'm gonna pass on that. I know, man. Just like when he was, down here in the A, and Kevin was trying to talk to Tank, and and he was busy getting instructions from Floyd on the sideline. It wasn't confusion, but when you see your fighter looking past you and looking down at Floyd when they trying to get you ready to go out for the next round, and you in a tough ass fight. You fight Mario Barrios, dog. And y'all not able to, talk to your fighter, get him prepped. You only have a minute. Man, I don't know, dog. There's only so much I can say about that. Hey, Ocho, Tank do be looking like, man, get the fuck out of here sometimes, though. Hey, he's gotten better, though. Gervonta Davis gotten extremely freaking better with the media. Man, he's gotten better with the media. He has gotten absolutely better with the media, man. I'm really happy for him, because before, he had he couldn't speak to the media. He didn't know what to say. He's damn good now. Very well. But you know who disappointed me with the media? After I gave them high praise for interviews and shit like that, you know who just absolutely destroyed their credibility? You know where I'm going with this, Mitch. Who absolutely destroyed their credibility with the media? Teofimo Lopez, dog. That man right there, he is a great interviewer. But the stuff he's going through right now, the dark side, oh my God, dog. What he did after the fight took me right back to Manny Pacquiao and Adrian Broner. He actually was trying to convince us that he won that fight. Not only that, he was up there not listening to nobody. He was, people saying, you're delusional. You're delusional. Oh, and no, even Cambosis, I commend him for just brushing the shit off with a little bit of humor. He said, it's okay, man. You're delusional. If you want to do it again in Australia in front of 80,000, cool. But that goes back to what Mitch said. Cambosis might want to, fight the one who looked the worst. Right now, the one who looked the worst, that's fresh on his mind, is Teofimo Lopez. But he know damn well he's not going to get the same Teo if they was to step back in the ring in Australia. You're not going to get that same Teo. So, okay, we'll see how he assesses the situation. Does he take the best or he take the one who looked the worst? Whoever wins the worst, you know what I'm saying? Whoever in their victory looked the worst, earning that victory. Let's see if Cambosis picked them over everything. No comeback. The coach turned his head towards Floyd. Yeah, turn his head towards Floyd. Yeah. Yeah, I know. I know what you're talking about. I know what you're talking about. Turn it towards Floyd. And that's a distraction. That is an distraction, man. That's a distraction. Because sometimes, Tank know what's going on. Tank know he has Calvin Ford in front of him. And Tank know he has Floyd to his right. I'm like, that's tough, though. You only have a minute in between rounds to get instructions, get your water, work on any cuts that has to be worked on, and then you back out there. If there's any instruction that was given, man, I've seen, doing that fight down here, I've seen where Floyd Mayweather was giving him instruction and Calvin was just up there, wasn't saying nothing. He couldn't say anything, dog. Floyd don't give a damn about that shit. He don't care how many people around Javante in the ring. He'll walk up that motherfucker and start talking. Nobody say nothing. Nobody move. Nobody get burned. That's how it is when Floyd Mayweather's walking ringside and giving Tank instructions. Nobody warns him. The commission don't warn him. The ref don't warn him. The doctor. Nobody warns Floyd Mayweather. Absolutely nobody, y'all. Fucking T.O., I won that fight. Everybody knows I won that fight. Then I'm not a sore loser. Then goes on to say he won the fight 11-2. You have to still factor in that he had blood in his eyes there, Mitch. He was very, very acutely confused. I can even say he was acutely delusional. So it takes me back to when Adrian Broner said that shit. I beat that boy. I mean, come on, Adrian. That shit is hilarious. That shit was absolutely funny as shit because Adrian Broner stick to the strip. Teofimo Lopez, where did that shit come from, dog? And then you said 11-2 for real? For real? So all of a sudden we're fighting 13, huh? All right, Shawty, I got you. Go get that. Hey, somebody get him that cut, wipe his shit. And somebody go goddamn put a Tessa. I can't even pronounce that shit, dog. Somebody find a motherfucking that's a scope or whatever. Put it to this motherfucker's brain and see if it's damn a pulse in that shit. Or something. Get a defibrillator. I think his shit might have goddamn shut out on him. He need a jump start or something. He coming there talking about he won 11-2. I mean 10-2. You know what I'm saying? Come on, bro. It's all gonna go down though. That's the good thing about it. What do y'all think about? Let me get this right before I even say anything on it. I don't know if y'all heard, but the Yoda Murata and Triple G fight is postponed. Who cares, man? Murata had me falling a couple of years, and Triple G gets the shot. Man, Triple G, I swear to God, he just get what the fuck he want to get. For real. He just get that damn special treatment like it's cool, dog. Hold on for a second. Damn. Hold on, Shouty. All right. Let me ask y'all this though. Hearing what Floyd Mayweather said about Canelo Alvarez and everything, what do you think was the motive behind that? You know what I'm saying? Why do you think Floyd Mayweather took it upon himself to put the interest on him rather than keeping on Gervonta Davis again? It's very, very strange in a lot of ways when he started going on a tangent. Like, you remember the time it was Gervonta Davis' open workout and Floyd started talking about cleaning up the sport. It's too many belts, right? He was talking about it's too many belts. So this time around, him mentioning Canelo Alvarez, who you have to admit he's coming off a high, right? He unified the 168-pound division, something Floyd Mayweather didn't do. So do you believe that Floyd Mayweather took it upon himself and the platform to take away from that and talk about steroids to further, pretty much devalue his accomplishment? Even though it's true, Canelo is attached to steroids, but why would Floyd? I mean, what association does it have right now with Gervonta Davis stepping in there against Isaac Cruz? It has no relevance. So why would he bring up Canelo right now and steroids? What do y'all think about that? I just want to hear what y'all have to say about that shit. It's early, but I can see Loma swooping in on the match with Kambosos in Australia. Yes, sir. Kambosos still has that value, don't he? People still want to step in there with Lomachenko, man. Lomachenko still have that value, boy. It's just amazing. And what's crazy about the whole deal that Kambosos has the audacity to say it's all about how Haney looks. But Lomachenko's been on his ass. You know what I'm saying? Kambosos been on his ass. Teofimo been on his ass. It's just a wild situation that we're talking about. The only one out of this whole entire mix of names that haven't been knees on the canvas, ass on the canvas is Devin. That's wild. But this dude gonna tell me it's all about how you look? Dude, take a look in your fight with Teofimo Lopez. You was down. Come on, man. I watched the fight with my girl. She asked me what was wrong with Teo. She was genuinely concerned while watching the post-fight interview. Damn. Teo came up there, man. He had an attitude. He was that's the most. Can you really separate ego and arrogance? So what got in the way that night? Ego. I would have to say ego, because when he won the title, his arrogance just exuded, like real talk. His arrogance just goddamn seeping out of, man. That shit was just perspiring off him. His arrogance just went out through the roof. But I think his ego wouldn't allow him to sit up here and accept defeat like that. Because with arrogance, it pretty much pollinated his ego. When he won those goddamn titles, that shit fertilized the shit out of T.O. He'll get over it though. If I don't see that being the last time he's gonna be a champion. Real talk, y'all. At least this time, Floyd was being asked questions. Last time he just started ranting. Man, I'm telling you, I'll take it all to light. because it's Tank Davis's fight week. We all know that. But Floyd Mayweather has this tendency, this very consistent tendency. He does, man, to start bringing up a topic of discussion so we can jump on YouTube and talk about it. Floyd is, look, you have to understand how smart Floyd is, dog. Floyd is a very smart individual. He's a very much a what they call a high level tactical planner. Floyd is a high level planner, dog. Is unbelievable. You have to respect what Floyd was able to do in boxing to make that much money. You have to respect the fact that he forced. You remember when Canelo and Triple G was fighting? You remember when he swooped in and took away some of their PPV? You remember what just happened with the Teofimo and Kambosos first fight? Floyd Mayweather swooped in that shit. He didn't go nowhere. He dropped in on the runway. He parked the motherfucking plane, went in there and made that money, and then he left. He forced Teo and Kambosos to leave. I was on my way from LA down to that fight, and I'm getting the word that the shit over. I had to call Triller. Floyd is a mastermind. Very smart. Floyd is very smart, dog. People always want to say hey, he's dumb and all that shit, man. Floyd is smart as hell, dog. How you gonna freaking warm up a boxing audience to pay $100 for a PPV against a guy who has no boxing experience, and his only championship quality is over in a whole entire different sport of mixed martial arts, dog? And you charge the people $100 for that shit? And you was allowing him to do shit nobody else ever did to you in your boxing career. You allowing this man to rabbit punch you behind the head, hammer strike you. He wasn't breaking when he's supposed to. Doing the lead up on the press tour, he was disrespecting the hell out of you. He put his right hand on your forehead and tapped it like you was a little kid. I mean, he was allowing Conor McGregor to get away with a lot of shit. Floyd feels like other fighters don't get their credit while Canelo is praised. He also hates the narrative that Canelo was green when they fought like Floyd wasn't in his late 30s. Yeah, Floyd sitting at 37, man, you're right. Like, Floyd should speak on whatever he chooses. Like, people believe that fighters that been in there with certain fighters shouldn't speak on them. Like, I feel if you went in there and you did battle with a fighter and you have the career that Floyd Mayweather has, you that gives you all the green light to go in there and speak on it. But people just don't want to speak on it because it's Floyd Mayweather. And a lot of fight fans don't like Floyd to this day because he defeated Canelo Alvarez. But the most unique thing about Floyd Mayweather's career is that he became rich off people that wanted to pay to see him get beat. They made him rich because they wanted to go in there and see, can he lose just this one time? You know why? Because Floyd Mayweather was putting it out there that first of all, before he even signed with Al Heyman, he said nobody will ever beat him. Floyd said nobody will ever beat him. That's facts. Because Al Heyman wasn't interested in signing Floyd. Floyd told this OG that was the middleman for Al Heyman. He said, what make you so special to everybody else? He said, because nobody ever beat me. I ain't going to never lose. I'm never going to lose. So far, to this day, he was right. Floyd a genius, though, man. Floyd be talking about this shit. And, he see people praising Canelo. I think it's a little bit more than that. He is hearing all these fight fans up here talking about, oh, Canelo was able to unify a whole division and Floyd wasn't. Floyd is always going to let you know. Look at the PPV numbers and look at my career. Look at all the wars I was able to achieve. And lastly, don't you hesitate one iota without leaving the building and taking a peek at Canelo's box rec. Whatever you do, the last thing I want you to see, take a look at the box rec and tell me what you see. You know that Brian Kenny interview? Oh, no. Hold on. Brian, you want to interview me? I don't want to interview you. Right now, take a look on Canelo's box rec and tell me what you see in red. Yeah, you was on. Hold on. Who was on the one? You, Floyd. Okay, that's all I want to know. I don't need to know anything else. That's Floyd, dog. Floyd strategically intercepts other people's shine. Man, that is tactical warfare, Andrew. That is tactical warfare. He is a master strategist. People have to understand Floyd is unique, man. He's brilliant. He's a brilliant individual to make all that money the way he did in boxing. Brilliant, dog. Do you know? Check this out, y'all, in the live chat. Do you know if Floyd Mayweather was to even consider coming back to the sport to fight Canelo Alvarez? Do you know, in my opinion, the minimum for Floyd Mayweather would probably be 500 million? At his age, do you know if he was to come back and somehow some talks began with him and Canelo Alvarez to fight a 12-round fight, that they would have to give Floyd 500 million minimal? I don't see him fighting Canelo Alvarez for less than that. It's too much on the line. It's too much on the line, dog. He has to get back in training camp. This is for all the bragging rights. He's the only one that has a damn win over Canelo. Canelo had over 40 fights when he fought Floyd. He's 42-0, I believe. Floyd was 37 years old. I mean, come on, all the excuses, dog. Floyd would not be outshining his boxing game if he has anything to do about it. Absolutely. I agree with that. You think Floyd be in these YouTube streets? Absolutely, dog. Damn good question, Jade. Yeah, absolutely. Yes. He be in these YouTube streets. I don't give a damn what he talking about. That people think because he live in the mansions and he has all these cars. Floyd be in these YouTube streets under a name that you'll never guess. Look, his name has absolutely nothing to do with the money team, dog. I'm telling you, Floyd be over here. His people be over here, dog. Floyd probably got a few troll accounts, man. You ain't never lied, dog. You ain't never lied. I agree with that. If y'all see these bots and see these other shit coming up in here, make sure you time them out, man. They don't need to be putting shit up in here. If it's not a comment and it's a bot or a troll, let that shit go. Time their ass out. Put them on the block. No, take them off the block. Take their ass out the block. But what y'all think about that as far as him mentioning the steroid stuff? What do you think the motive is? I think the motive is the fact that I can put some variables up there. For one, he unified the 168-pound division, and two, he's trying to equal Floyd Mayweather weight classes. But of course, he's going to be able to step higher, of course, again by going to the cruiserweight division. He that's what he's doing. He's trying to separate himself from Floyd Mayweather as much as he possibly can. He wants people to continue to talk about him than Floyd. He don't want to ever want the Floyd name to be talked about. Really. I mean, it really messes with him. The only thing Canelo Alvarez wants to do is to get that win over Floyd Mayweather. That's all he wants to do. Now check this out. Do you think Floyd's too old to come back and get a win? I mean, for Canelo to get a win? No, because Manny Pacquiao just came back and people's talking about how good he looked in there against Keith Thurman. Floyd come back and fight Canelo, it's gonna have to be worth his while. It's gonna be the highest purse ever for a fighter to get guaranteed money. Floyd don't fight for no constellation prize. Whoever wins get the rest. No, you're gonna pay Floyd his money. You're gonna pay him that money, and for whoever sit up here and don't believe Floyd Mayweather is not worth 500 million. Well, stepping in there with the cash cow, stepping in there with the fighter like Canelo Alvarez. I'm telling you, dog. Who believes that Floyd still has a chance with Canelo? I can't say he's out. I just can't totally exclude Floyd from walking back in with a full fight camp, stepping in there with Canelo. You saw what he did to damn Logan Paul. I know Logan Paul ain't no motherfucking boxer, but I'm just saying when it comes down to his experience and smarts and boxing IQ, all the experience that he has, it'll be a very interesting fight. But you know what? This is all fantasy. There's no way in hell he's gonna give Canelo that shot. He loved having that shining star over the Mexican boxing fans. He loved that shit. He loves every time a Mexican boxing fan talk about Canelo, they have to bring up Floyd's name, dog. Shit. They have to bring up a boy's name. Every time they talk, they have to bring up Floyd's name. When Canelo's out there riding on them big ass damn $1 million horses he got, and he's just out there just chilling, man, you think he's not thinking of a way to try to get Floyd back into the ring? You think he's not trying to get people to invest money to try to lure Floyd back into the ring for that fight? Man, come on. That shit hunts the shit out of Canelo, bro. It hunts the hell out of Canelo, man. 500 million at 154 and rehydration clause. Floyd chooses ring size, venue, gloves, everything else you could think of it. Oh yeah, 90-10 split. And I bet Canelo will still take the fight. He will. Because at this point in time, Canelo believes he'll definitely beat him, Mitch. A lot of people believe Floyd will get defeated by Canelo. A lot, man. A lot of people up here saying, no, there's no way Floyd can come back and defeat. I'm telling you. And I don't think it'll be a 154, to be honest. Hell no. I don't think it'll be a 154. No, 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 no. And it probably would be a rehydration clause in that motherfucker. And everything else that you just mentioned. The fine details will benefit Floyd and Floyd alone. Period. That is an absolute truth right there. I don't want to see Floyd back in the ring. Only expeditions versus non-boxers. I'm the same, but it'll be good to see a mega fight like that. Like that shit will be a mega fight. Floyd Mayweather returning to fight Canelo Alvarez. Wow. I wouldn't even request credentials to that fight because I wouldn't get it. I wouldn't get credentials. They'll say, oh man, I can't believe as much as you have been to fights now. Why would you request credentials to a fight like this? You know damn well if you don't have 500K subscribers, your ass ain't getting no motherfucking credential approval for this fight. That shit would be unfucking believable, dog. If Floyd actually decided to come back and fight Canelo Alvarez, wow. That shit would sell out. I mean, you're talking about an unbelievable press week. Oh my God, that shit would be crazy, insane, dog. That shit would be absolutely out of this world, man. Motherfuckers would be levitating. They'll have out of body experience on fight week with this fight. Floyd Mayweather come back fight Canelo Alvarez, and the way Canelo's been looking, once again he will have everybody mindset that he's going in here to lose. It'll be up to Floyd to prove them wrong, right? Yes, sir. I don't want to see Floyd back in the ring on the exhibitions. I barely want to see the exhibitions with Floyd. It wasn't that bad. He was giving Logan Paul an ass whooping like he should. Hand him another loss. He did what he's supposed to do. See, it's an exhibition fight, so it's not going to go on Logan Paul's record like the first one did. You know what I'm saying? So it was good. It was healthy. It was fun. It was fun. It was fun. It's all good. Come on, how much do you think a Pac-Man rematch is worth? 6 or 7 cents? Trying to see no motherfucking Pac-Man. 6 or 7 cents, dog. I'm talking about old dirty pennies too. Pay them all in pennies. Ain't nobody trying to see no Floyd Mayweather Pacquiao fight. Hell no. Hell no. You know what? I would entertain that, Mitch, if Pacquiao didn't make an excuse. If Pacquiao didn't make a goddamn excuse after his last fight with Ugas. He's coming here talking about his legs was heavy. No shit. It's called old age. A whole lot of shit get heavy. You know why? Because the blood flow is different. You just don't get up the same no more. And then just think about the wear and tear and road work and all the miles that Pacquiao has on his body. Of course your legs gonna get heavy, dog. You're old. You're an 8 division champion, bro. Pacquiao, when he get my age, you might as well say he's gonna be 68 years old in boxing years. He's gonna be 70 years old in boxing years, dog. I don't want to see no damn Manny Pacquiao against Floyd. Hell no. The only person I want to see, if anything, if the question is posed, is Canelo Alvarez. Because that would be absolutely insane to get tickets to that fight. People will have to take out loans to come up to Vegas to see that fight. They will have to take out loans if you're not wealthy enough to go down here. Look, the lodging would be expensive. The seating would be expensive. Even the airline tickets would be expensive. You can only pack so many PB&Js in your suitcase now. And then when you get to the casino, you can say, oh man, I'm glad I packed my sandwiches. Shit. That's the only fight I would like to see. Forget Pacquiao. For real. Pesos, goddammit. Sir Ken on deck, man. What it do? World Combat Sports salute. Salute to the wrenches. Salute to the chat. Smash the like button. Salute to you there, Ken, in the building. Pac-Man make excuses after every loss. I know, man, don't he? That's why I don't want to see that fight, man. I don't want to see Floyd come back and fight Pac-Man. Because he just made excuse after the Ugas fight. I said, no, I'm done. Pacquiao, just go retire, go back to the Philippines, be a politician, and live your life. Do not come back to boxing and fuck around with these youngins. Don't do it. Don't do it. They in the back putting that message gun on the quads, that massage gun on the quads. Ultimate troll card: Floyd versus Tank, Canelo versus Oscar, Charlo versus Charlo, Jake versus Logan. Out of all that, what you talking about? Of course, it'd be good to see Floyd versus Tank, but I'm looking at the ultimate Charlo versus Charlo, shouty. I don't give a damn about no Canelo versus Oscar. It's no intrigue to that. Jake versus Logan. I've seen enough clowns fight each other, seeing the Ringley, Barney, Bailey circus growing up. So I definitely don't want to see the Goofball brothers. So you will have to say Floyd versus Tank and Charlo versus Charlo, bro. That's what it's about. Floyd versus Tank, Charlo versus Charlo. Come on, who won't want to see the twins step in there and fight each other? Who? Come on. To see both of them to damn near look alike? Like, come on, man. People wouldn't know who's who. And I think when it comes down to it, one of them will probably let the other one win. I'm just saying they may have these spats and these verbal sparring matches in social media, in front of everybody. But I really don't think they'll just go dog each other, man. Like, I think if one of them knock the other out, they'll feel some type of way. Really, they wouldn't celebrate. They wouldn't do shit. Real talk. Like, both of them are wired somewhat the same. They feed off each other. Like, just like when Jerry Hurd walked up there and pushed Mar Charlo and slapped Mel Charlo, still Maul went up there like he was big brother. And like, fuck with me, man. Fuck that shit, man. You slapping my brother. I mean, that's just what it is. So I think deep down inside, one of them will let each other win. And they'll just sit up here and try to make the most money as possible. But just move around and give the fans a half-ass fight. That's what I think. That's what I think. Mama don't want to see that fight. Yeah, I know. But man, it's been cool, man. I gotta bounce. I gotta definitely bounce up out of here, man. Appreciate y'all putting up on this Friday night. I've been on close to 2 hours. And man, y'all hold that shit down. Be safe out there, man. And continue to support the channel. Turn up into the World Combat Sports. I'm out.